Next Legacy.
Fenty Beauty by Rihanna was created with the promise of inclusion for everyone, with an unmatched offering of shades and colors for all skin tones. You'll never look elsewhere for your beauty staples. Danaya Azure Radio is now sponsored by Fenty Beauty. Browse their foundation line, lip colors, and so much more. All you have to do is go to www.danayaazure.com. That's www.danayaazure.com. And click on the link that says Next Legacy Fenty.
Next Legacy.
This is Yusuf Bin Ismail, and you are now tuned in to Danaya Azure Radio.
Hello, Yusuf. Welcome to Danaya Azure Radio. How are you?
I am doing well. Thank you for having me. I am honored to be here. How are you, my queen?
I am so happy to have you here. Okay, so I know y'all heard about CMOS before. I don't know what y'all heard, but I had never tried CMOS in my life.
Is that right?
And
Got
my
you.
friend introduced me to his CMOS.
Interesting.
And oh my goodness, it was amazing.
That is interesting. So yeah, among the people with regards to CMOS, what I have noticed it is of three types. You got people who have heard of CMOS before and who have tried CMOS, and because of all of the benefits and all of the good things that CMOS provides, that they actually use CMOS. Then you have the second group of people who have heard of CMOS, who have tried CMOS, and they don't like it. They can't get over the texture, the smell, or the taste due to the gooiness. I hear a lot of different things. It's the gooiness, it's the fishiness, it's the oceanness, it's the rawness. A lot of different reasons that they can't get over it, no matter how much you speak to them about the benefits and how CMOS can enhance different aspects of your life, help out with regards to cleansing. They still will be like, I can't get past the smell of it. I can't get past the taste of it. And then you have that other third who have never, like yourself, never tried CMOS before, maybe have heard of it, maybe you haven't heard of it, and they, still are looking to experience CMOS.
Right. So how did you originally get into CMOS?
So yeah, so what I bring to CMOS, right? I bring an aspect of myself that I did not even know was being created when I was like in my younger years, when I was in my teenage years, and I used to listen to, I was a club head in New York City in my early teens, and I used to listen to different bands. Steve Miller Band, I was introduced to Fela Kuti. I was introduced to, I have to go musical on you just so you can understand what I'm hearing when I'm in my creative process, because
Right.
music has a lot to do with who we become and who we are.
Yeah,
So
say that, please.
I was listening to, in my younger years, I was listening to the Booker T and the MGs. I was listening to some Black Moon. I was listening to, these are the early years. Like, I'm like 15. I'm like 16. I was listening to some Rick James. I was listening to, so while I'm listening to these tunes, I'm uprooted and I moved to West Africa. Now,
Wow.
in West Africa, I'm there and I get sick and I get my first interaction with a natural and homeopathic practitioner. So
Okay.
this is
Okay.
this is all a part of my like my spiritual and my actual direction that guided me towards the individual that I am now.
Gotcha.
A lot of people started to look towards me for the insight that I had gained from just my traveling and just from me being in the presence. So I noticed that I was always looked out. I mean, people like looked out to me and they would ask me, what did I think about? And what did I think about this? And what did I think about that? And it wasn't until I returned back from West Africa and I began to actually study because I was sick. And although I went to an actual herbal doctor, or you can say a witch doctor. And I don't mean witch doctor, the witch doctor, this one or that one. I mean an actual bush doctor, where, it's spooked out to say witch doctor in America. However, a witch doctor is just a person who uses natural herbs and plants to heal
Okay.
you. Yeah. So like now I'm back in America and I want to know what my ideological doctors have to say about what I'm experiencing,
Right.
what I'm dealing with also. So I began to study and I began to read everything I could regarding my condition, which I had already begun to heal from. I had already
Right.
begun to, my
Good.
condition began to change drastically.
Wow.
So that being said, I kind of was like the go-to person in my neighborhood where all of my peers, all of my circle, they felt like, because I had gone through what I had gone through, I was the guy.
Right.
If anything regarding health, if they was going through anything, any friends, they would
Mm.
always reach out to me
Gotcha.
and be like, what you got for this? And what's going on with this? And I was like, okay. Uh, Eventually, I kind of like always carried that with me. It wasn't until I was brought back in contact with CMOS and I began to actually produce it that it all came together. Me, I'm a chef by also by my passion. My passion is cooking. I love putting things
Right.
together. I think I have a gift at that. I think I've learned from my mother. My mother is also a herbalist and she's into natural herbs. She's a third generation because her mother is also an herbalist and her grandmother is also an herbalist. These are people who used to run to the bush when someone gets
Gotcha.
sick. They would say, go out back and go grab this and that and come on back in here and I'll fix you up. They didn't go to the
Right.
doctor every time they suffered from some type of symptoms or ailments. So now it's my generation where when I was brought back in contact with CMOS, now I'm applying all of my journey and my whole approach or my whole idea is that I take in the people who I come in contact with, like yourself, who may have not ever had CMOS in their life, or the people who have had CMOS and they don't like the experience that they had with it. And me, I'm a problem solver. I like to fix things in a manner where you will like this CMOS and you will enjoy taking your medicine because our food is our medicine and our medicine is our food. So I begin to infuse it with different fruits. Some fruits are popular, some fruits are not popular. I do some things with soursop. I do some things with blueberries. I do some things with pomegranates. I do some things with gingers, and it just
Wait,
all
that
begins to
ginger though? That ginger was on point. Everybody was like, that ginger though? That
really.
ginger was on
Ginger was
point.
the
I
one that
like
was
the
popping.
ginger, the strawberry. Yeah, the ginger, the strawberry. I think we had the pineapple mango. Like,
Yes,
shout out to
yes.
you.
I hear you. I hear you. It sounds like you had a ball,
It
yo. I
was
love
so
it.
good. I'm like, oh my goodness. Yes,
No,
yes.
I
Amazing. Like
enjoy
I
it.
said, and take it from me. This is the first time I've ever tried sea moss in my life, and I
Really.
was so nervous. I was like, let me,
I'm
okay,
so
let's try
I'm,
it. Oh
I'm
my God,
so
it's
happy.
good.
I'm so
I can
happy to
breathe.
be able to transition that energy. Yeah. No, I read it on your energy when I first saw you. I said, yeah, that's the right response because that's
Legit.
what
What was
needs
so
to
crazy?
happen.
So right after we had it, I was like, "You need to call your boy," because I'm like, I need to interview him because this is amazing. Oh my
Awesome,
goodness, I love this stuff.
awesome. I'm so humbled by that. And, I'm very grateful to be able to talk about something that I love because I've always wanted, I've done other things in regards to
Hmm.
my career. And as you know, right, we should do things that we love to do. You should love to
Yes,
interview people. I
absolutely.
should love to create CMOS. That's the only reason why I went into what's happening when I'm creating CMOS is therapeutic for me, right?
Mm.
I love to be in the midst of creating because then I know that I'm putting the proper energy into the outcome that you're going to
Mhm.
receive it correctly. And you're the proof that it's working.
Yes.
You're the proof that I'm in,
Oh yeah.
right? I'm in my purpose when I can reach someone like that. So it doesn't really matter to me. Some people say, you have to be able to do the business part and know the numbers and everything. And I'm like, yeah, that all will happen once you get in your purpose and you get
Yes.
everything lined up, right? Everything has
Yes.
to have. Some people
Yes.
do things the other
Honestly.
way around. They do things business first and then. But for me, right, I love to do this. This is what I love to
Right.
do. I feel like I'm in my purpose, and I feel like everybody around me should be having access to CMOS.
Uh-huh. I agree. You're good. Yes. Oh my goodness. So excited. I can't hear you now. Uh-oh. Of course, gotta love when audio wants to do its thing. Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, the CMOS he has is absolutely incredible, and it's just been. It was a really, really dope experience. Oh no! What happened to the sound? Hold on, I have to go in and come back in. Gotta love technology sometimes, but yeah, his CMOS is so so good. I'm really, really excited to see what is in the future. Hold on, let me get him back. 1 second.
Okay,
It's all good, no worries.
great. So yeah, so it's very, well, how do I say? It is not just important, but it's
Essential.
it's essential. It's essential. Great, thank you so much. I appreciate your input. So, because sometimes I stay in my head. A lot of people say, "Yo, you stay in your head. You don't communicate well." So, what I'd say is like, uh, it comes a time for all
Hmm.
of us that we have to determine what's important enough for us to fight for, right?
Yes.
Right? We all know that to fight, meaning man against man or, two people against each other, it's
Hmm.
very low vibrational to have to resolve your
Yes.
differences through that aspect of existing to fight. Like,
Hmm.
who wants to do that? It's not going to accomplish anything. What's the outcome going to be? What's going
Right.
to, what are we fighting over? However, there are some things that are worth fighting for, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
Life
Absolutely.
is worth fighting for. You can say love is worth fighting for. And when I say fight, I don't mean fighting someone over your life or fighting someone over your loved one. What I mean is you have to put up a fight.
Right.
You have to go at it with a certain level of tenacity or a certain level of will and drive that you're
Mm-hmm.
going to get out of it the right input. I mean, the right
Yes.
outcome from your input, right?
Exactly.
So this is what I feel regarding uh, wellness now. I
Yes.
feel like it's coming a point where uh, certain things are happening around us, and I think it all stems from we're letting go of certain aspects of our wellness,
Mm-hmm.
and we're starting to not let them be fun anymore.
Mm.
So what we want to do is we want to put the fun back into being well. We want to make that be the and it's something that can be accomplished by everyone according to everyone's own abilities,
Mm-hmm.
right? But you gotta we all have to be willing to put in a certain amount of fight. You gotta put up
Yep.
a little bit of a fight for those things, right? For those
Mm-hmm.
things that are gonna give us a outcome that is elevating. That's going to give
Right.
us an outcome that is expansive, that is prosperous. We can't
Mm-hmm.
just it's not productive to just uh, allow time to engulf you. You know?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Can you see me? Is this thing clear?
I can see it. You,
All right. Cool. All right. Cool. Yeah.
yeah. It's very interesting.
So where were we? So
We were talking about the benefits of CMOS. So
yeah.
if someone wants to feel like me and understand like the power of CMOS and how amazing it is, how do they reach you?
So I can be reached online. I'm recently I've taken a as you probably know, I've taken a hiatus from social media, and I'm
Oh,
probably going to be back up on social media in about I don't know, maybe another 30 days, right?
okay.
So this is all like beautiful because I still get to be a part of media and I'm not on social media. This is
Right.
powerful. This is probably very powerful because no one has heard from me in the past 30 days,
Oh my
and
goodness.
I'm like building my image back up. I'm building myself back up to come back even more. Not I don't like to say more, but to come back potent and to come back
Right.
intentional. So
Gotcha.
so we do have for Beneficial CMOS, we do have a website, which is beneficialcmos.com. We have an Instagram, we have a TikTok, we have a Facebook page, which is all
Yes.
Beneficial CMOS. Beneficial CMOS spelled BENEFICIAL.
Hmm.
CMOS SEAMOSS, which is all fully functional. However, right, I wanted to talk about some of what CMOS is for, why it's important,
Yes, absolutely. Because a lot
why
of
it's
people don't
important.
really know. They like the
Right.
whole thing is a lot of people like you see it online, you hear about it all the time, you hear the goods and the bads, and So
Yeah.
yes, please explain why CMOS is so important.
So CMOS is important. First and foremost, it is a plant that grows in water. So we thrive off of plants because we breathe in oxygen from the air we breathe in, and we take in oxygen from the foods that we take in because everything regarding our existence, meaning metabolism, happens through
Mhm.
oxygen, right? The blood that's in our body gets oxidized and pumped throughout our body. I don't want to go into too much science. I just want to give a small example. It gets pumped in through our bodies so that our organs can carry out the task that they are needed for, which are most of the time, they are what we call filtering nutrients out of our bodies or into our bodies most of the time, okay? So that process can become congested, stagnant, and that's where, or depleted, deprived. And that's where issues will come about in the body when those things begin to happen. And those things will happen when the foods that we are taking in are deplete of nutrients. Gotcha. When the foods that we take in are deplete of nutrients, when the rest that we're supposed to have, we're not taking enough rest properly, and when we are not exercising as much as we could exercise, right? There's many different types of exercise you can do. You can do yoga, you can do what is called breathing exercises, you know, something that I take part in. I take part in focused breathing and qigong, right? Because it's very low impact. It doesn't require you to do a lot of exertion. It's more of a self-control internal exercise than it is an outward exercise. I also like to do outward exercises, but however, mostly you have to have these things. And the reason why I'm mentioning it, because we're so multidimensional that we have to have many different aspects in order for us to operate optimally. Right. So now, to get to CMOS, right? When we take CMOS is packed with many of the nutrients and many of the vitamins that our bodies need in order to operate optimally. Right. It's in the gel that's produced from the plant because the plant lives in water. Right. And in the water, which the best quality CMOS is going to come from the ocean, right? It's not going to come from a pool that someone created the environment of the ocean in. Those CMOSs, we're going to stay away from those CMOSs.
So how can you determine
good
one's
question.
coming from the ocean and one that's like
very good question. I love your question. I appreciate that question. The way that we determine that is you have to have a source that you've already asked that question, right? Because that's the question that I had to ask in the process of sourcing CMOS. How do I know? Because a lot of times I would source my CMOS from someone early on in the beginning, and every time I picked up from him, he was giving me another country. He was telling me, "Oh, this is from here." And I don't want to mention any countries because I don't want to down any country. I don't want to put a negative on any. But he was telling me, "Yeah, it comes from this country." He just was naming any country in the Caribbean. Until I was like, "This looks like the same thing I had last time." Wow. Or it wasn't until a few customers of mine contacted me back and said, "Hey, I want my money back." And because of the individual that I am, I knew I couldn't stand on it anyway. I just said, "Okay, come get your money." Right. And then I said, "You know what? I need to change this. I need to meet my source directly. I don't need to get it from someone who's getting it from someone." Right. So, therefore, you have to have had your source already gone through all of the integrity process and the vetting process where you ask them. And the way that that's done is you say, "I need to see your certificates of authenticity." Everything that comes into this country has to have certificates of authenticity as long as it's coming from outside of the country. And that's the great thing about being in the United States of America. Because if it comes into this country, it goes onto a schedule. It has an identity. Even if we don't call it what it is on that schedule, it is that product.
Right.
It might go by the scientific name. So we have to ask our sources to see, I need to see your certificate of authenticity, please.
Right.
Please email it to me. Once they email you the certificates of authenticity, then you can say, hey, we can play ball now. But if they can't email you their certificates of authenticity, then that means that they don't know where that CMOS has come from or whatever it is. They don't know where it came from because they cannot prove that. So now, once you get your certificates of authenticity out of the way, on the certificates of authenticity, it's going to tell you the scientific name, so you'll know now what strand of CMOS you also have, because CMOS being a natural plant has many different strands.
Right.
So you want to know what CMOS I'm using so that I'll be able to connect it to what part of the world it's from, so that I'll be able to better ingest this product and know what applications I can use this for, because some CMOS might have different minerals, slightly different from others, different minerals and different antioxidants.
Right.
And that all might just be from the part of the earth that they come from. The water is different, the tide is different, the sun is shining different. All of these things are factors that all go into this sacred plant that we're eating.
Mm-hmm. So when somebody is purchasing CMOS, what should they look for before they decide to buy?
So yeah, you wanna, when you're purchasing CMOS, you wanna look into the company that you're purchasing your CMOS from, because a lot of companies are very nicely decorated. They might have a very strong following. They might, and I'm not taking shots at anybody, they might have the money behind them to get the proper marketing. However, they may not be as willing to show you their certificates of authenticity when you reach out to them. And you have a right as a consumer. Hey, I'm getting ready to buy a jar from you, or I'm getting ready to buy 2 jars from you, one for myself, one for my sister. I need to know, can you email me your certificates of authenticity? Mm-hmm. Everyone should be open to this, because this plant is a foreign product. I don't think we're using any American-raised CMOS. Yeah, most of the CMOS that we're using here, I'll say, is either from St. Lucia, Jamaica, from Grenada, right? Right. Or from the Philippines and from Vietnam.
Oh, wow.
Right? So recently in this new era, East Africa has become an abundant source of CMOS.
Wow, nice.
And East Africa is where I source my CMOS from.
Gotcha.
So I won't say I don't like any other CMOS, and there's CMOS from other countries that are in South America. You'll get CMOS from Honduras, you get CMOS from Belize, there's CMOS. I'm also hearing there's CMOS maybe in West Africa as well, right? Because it grows naturally, and it is a part of the ecosystem that helps to keep the ocean at the level of quality for the creatures of the ocean. It's a part of, it's a part of the ecosystem. It's a part of what the plant, the sea creatures eat. It also is used for housing for certain sea creatures. So, it grows all over different parts of the world. It's just once we start to source it for feeding, and then there's certain aspects of CMOS. Some CMOS is sourced only to be used for cosmetics.
Right.
And some CMOS is sourced for us to use medicinally. So we got to know the difference, right? We got to know which strand are better used for medicinal and which strands are better used for the cosmetics.
Gotcha.
So CMOS is an awareness-based thing. I'm realizing that the more people become aware of CMOS, the more we will begin to use it. And for
Right.
me, I feel like CMOS is the future. It's a simple food, although it's a superfood. Very simple. Something that we can use, and you don't have to do too much to it to consume
Right.
it. And it's many different ways you can consume it. And it has done for me. I haven't taken a multivitamin since I began to
Wow.
consume CMOS. And me,
Oh,
I'm the
goodness.
individual that in order to maintain my health and my, my strength and my vigor, I
Right.
would do a multivitamin and I'll do it for like 2 months. And I'll switch to another one, take 2 weeks off, switch to another one, then go to another one. Then I'm doing the male formula. Then I'm doing this formula and I'm doing this formula, the extra iron. I haven't done that
Wow.
since I've begun to use CMOS consistently. I haven't had a need for a multivitamin again. And my
That's
energy is tremendous. My energy levels are tremendous.
I love it. I love it. So, out of all the flavors you made today, what's your favorite?
Out of all of the flavors,
Yes.
so I have a sorrel blueberry that I make personally. I haven't created it for like I've done it for like special occasions, but the sorrel blueberry for me, out of this world. All of them I love, though. I cannot say I've created all of them for love for myself first. I must say, all of them I made for me to enjoy first. I made them with myself in mind first, and then possibly everyone else will love this like me. Because that soursop strawberry, I made that because a lot of people have so much to say about soursop, and people around me were like, "Oh, I don't like soursop. It tastes like this, and you got to have an acquired taste, and it's sour, and it tastes like it's too tart." And I was like, "Okay, well, watch this." And I come back, and we got soursop strawberry, right? A lot of people say you can only mix soursop with pineapple in order to tone it down. Yeah, I agree. I got a soursop pineapple ginger because soursop, especially for women, soursop is so beneficial for the feminine development, for the female reproductive system, for the female system. It's very good and it's very anti-cancerous. So a lot of women are drawn to soursop for whatever reasons. They're just drawn to soursop. When you say soursop or when they know soursop is involved, it has some type of spiritual attraction to women. Women use soursop. Even men, we drink soursop, but not like women do. Women use it way more. They use it way more than men. So I would say for me, I like the pineapple ginger soursop, and I like the blueberry sorrel.
I have not tried the blueberry sorrow yet, but
Yeah, don't worry. I'll make a batch up and I'll get some out to you.
yes, now definitely make sure to have
Yeah, one of these days, yes, I'll definitely get a batch out to you. That's like one of the, and I think it gets the best results. It gets the best reaction out of all of them.
Nice.
And I can make it for, look, it's so awesome because I don't have to sweeten it because it's used with blueberries. So I don't have to add any agave nectar. Because the blueberries do something when they get together. They create the environment of sweetness, and it's a natural sweetness that I can also give to people who are sensitive to having diabetes. They might be elder. They might be diabetes conscious. And then we have a CMOS that doesn't have any sweetener in it at all. It's just berries. So that one, I think I take to that one the most because it's so practical. For that reason.
That's what's up. So when
That's
everything
awesome.
when everything is said and done, what do you want your legacy to be?
Yeah, awesome. So that means the like bigger picture. You're asking me what the bigger picture
Yes,
is.
sir.
The bigger
Yes.
picture is, of course, awesome. The bigger picture is that, for one, like what was mentioned earlier, we can have fun again with looking after ourselves and self love. We can have fun with it. We can have fun. We can enjoy self love again on this planet, right? Because this CMOS is enjoyable, it's sociable, it's something that we can share amongst each other and it not be looked at as, oh, you're trying to be too healthy. Because
Right.
guess what? This is really good and you want one too. So that's
Exactly.
one aspect of it is that. And I'm very passionate, so I may be speaking like very aggressively. So the other aspect is there's work to be done with regards to this plant comes from nature. So that
Yes.
means that from nature and from the abundance that it delivers to us, I'm going to say as a community, because we're a village, right? Without you, I wouldn't be me, right? And
Correct.
that's and without me, you wouldn't be you. So now, we have a responsibility to take from this abundance and begin to allocate the proper time and the proper resources to continuously develop our earth. Because this plant
Yes.
comes from Mother Earth, and not only does it come from Mother Earth, but this is very overwhelming for me because this plant is touched by the hands of women before it even gets into my hands. So
Gotcha.
this is a nurtured, this is a totally nurtured, and I feel like I'm being nurtured by being put in a position to do this. I feel like this is a calling, and
Yes.
many are called but chosen a few. I feel like this is a calling, and for it to be nurtured in such, and for it to have so much benefit to so many others outside of myself, I feel like this is the way that nature, by way of the Creator, is telling me, right, that you are being selected to look at things from a different light. So my legacy has to be for me to show this to my children, for me to show this to the people of my community, for me to include them all in this, and to start this type of development to work again. Because we need to
Yes.
start healing again. We need to start developing ourselves again. We need to use the sources and the resources that we have to build ourselves back up. And not to
Absolutely.
mention, CMOS is a very highly sought after product as well, which has a very high price point also. So it's like we're being shown this is the way, right? This is the way. This is the
Right.
way for you to create and to innovate and to then develop. And that's the way I look at it. You know, I think wellness is and you know, there's so many different products that I can create that I haven't even introduced to the market by way of just plants and
Right.
vegetables. So I believe that's more like with my, you know, I don't know if I thought of that before or if I even it just comes like that, but that's what I believe the legacy is.
That's what's up. I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah.
CMOS is definitely an amazing.
I want you to try these beverages like that I have. These are I'm gonna it hasn't been fully developed. I don't have a label for it, right? But I'm gonna shoot some out to you guys, right? Because this
Yeah.
is made from 6 ingredients, right? It's made from I'll go from the bottom up. Sea moss is infused. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start the other way around because it's not a lot. If you see it's very liquid, it's not a lot of sea moss in it. But sea moss is such a plant that you don't have to use so much in order for you to receive the benefits of it. As
Right.
long as it gets into your body, you'll notice the hydration. It hydrates your body so much, right? It has so much collagen that you'll feel your skin begin to change. You'll feel your nails begin to grow. Your hair begin to grow. Your skin will start to look beautiful. You know, you'll start to glow. So I use in these beverages, I use seeded watermelon, strawberries, lemons, water, agave nectar, and sea moss, and that's it. I'll say it again: seeded watermelon, strawberries, lemons, agave nectar, water, and sea moss. And it is out of control. I don't even know how this, like, it was just like how it came to me, but I appreciate this drink more than anybody does.
Wow.
Okay.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I think we're in 2024. It's brand new year.
Absolutely.
And I'm super, super excited to
Yeah.
see all of your amazing products.
Yeah. It's really awesome. I can't wait till you have it.
I can't wait
It's
to
so
try it.
simple. It's so simple, but it's so awesome. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead and tell
2024.
everyone where they can grab your beautiful products.
Yeah, it's online. It's and I believe that we made that code for you, right?
Yeah.
You go online, you go to beneficialcmos.com. When you get to checkout, you put Danaya 2024. You're gonna get 30% off, not 20%. I did it for 30%. You get 30% off your order, your entire order. Order what you like, order whatever it is you want. If you have any questions, you can email. Right now, right? We're still very small. I'm gonna get I may not be the one answering the email, but they're gonna respond to me and ask me. So that way I'll be able to communicate. If I need to, right, I'll respond. But most of the time, I'm gonna get the email anyway, right? It's gonna come across my desk. I'm gonna be the one who you're gonna be emailing. At this point in time, of course, this is how it must begin, right? Eventually, I would love to get so busy where no, I can't answer all of the emails.
Well, that's coming, I guarantee you.
That's someday in the near future. God willing, I won't be able to receive all of the emails, right? However, if you have any questions right now, if anybody wants to see my certificates of authenticity, if anybody wants to see my certificates of from the Department of Fisheries, from the Department of the blue economy, everything that comes from the ocean is a part of the blue economy. I have all of my certifications. I have every certification that is possible for you to have. So just reach out to me. I'll email it to you immediately, or not immediately. Give me 24 hours because
right.
It takes me a little while to sit down and get that stuff going. But I'll send it over to you, no problem.
Yes, you still came in here dropping gems, y'all. So we have the gems in the background. Absolutely.
Oh, I see the gems dropping in the background. Yeah, I love that.
Yes, sir.
I love that. Yeah, that's dope, yo. It's really dope. Yes, absolutely. Yes. I appreciate you.
Yes, I'm so excited. I'm gonna definitely document when I get the new CMOS.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Whatever you got, yo. I appreciate it, yo. I just wanted to see if you guys was hearing me over there. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that we got a product. I do think we have an awesome product. I think it's a product that is marketable. I think that everyone should have this. I think that everyone from adults to kids, right? I think we are forgetting, right? One thing I'm also forgetting that the food that we're eating is over processed. The food that we're eating is depleted of nutrients. They're giving us whatever they want to give us now in the market. They're changing the amount. If you look at all of everything, it's no longer a can of tuna fish is no longer the amount that it was before. The a half gallon of milk is no longer that amount. Everything is being cut and snipped. Right. So they're basically restricting, right? The FDA or whoever's in charge, I don't know these people, the Department of Health, whoever, they're restricting the amount of nutrients that we're going to be getting, but the prices of everything is extremely skyrocketing. So we have to take supplements. We have to take other things that are going to supplement the nutrients, right? We have to supplement the food that we eat, and we got to get close to starting to eat. Overall, we got to eat the food that we grow. We got to grow our own food. But until we get to that point, we got beneficial sea moss, right?
Yes,
take your sea moss, enjoy your sea moss, enjoy the flight. Now, did you notice anything different when you ate the sea moss? Now, moment of clarity.
Definitely, I definitely had more energy.
You had more energy. Okay, awesome.
For sure.
More clarity, mental clarity.
Yes.
So what happens is, I can say that you're not lying, that you are telling the truth, because what happens is a lot of times we have mental fog because we're hungry, or even if we just ate, we're still starved of nutrients. So we're always in like a survival mode internally, and we don't even realize it. So therefore, you can't think properly, and that's what I notice when I leave sea moss alone. Yeah, my energy level, because I'm a high hyper energetic person. So my energy will slow down a little. I won't have as much, right? But I'll notice that I won't have the same mental clarity. My mental clarity will be off. I won't be able to think things through, and I won't be figuring things out the way I normally do, like it's a breeze. When you have sea moss, when you start the morning off with sea moss, I guarantee, I challenge everyone, start your morning off after you drink water, right? When you wake up, drink water first. We are made of water. We must engage in water. Drink water first, even if it's a mouthful, and then eat some sea moss and watch how your day is. Watch how better you sleep at night. Watch how better you resolve problems. Watch how better you address confrontations just from eating sea moss. I challenge everyone. Take sea moss after you've had a mouthful of water or 8 ounces of water. Eat some sea moss. You'll know, because sea moss ingests into your body immediately because it's gel. So your body absorbs it right away. Doesn't have to go through any type of digestion process. It is absorbed into you. That's the difference between sea moss and a multivitamin. See, a multivitamin has to go through your whole digestive tract. Sea moss, as soon as it hits your stomach, it digests into it absorbs into the lining of your stomach.
Yes.
And it goes directly into your bloodstream. So if you're conscious, you'll feel it working immediately.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming on. I can't wait to get the new sea moss.
Yeah.
Just document my journey. I'm trying
right away. I'll get it out to you guys right away, immediately.
Awesome sauce. Thank you so much again. I truly appreciate you. I look forward to getting to know you more.
All right. I wanted to give you a little bit more, so when you cut it up, you'll have like a little bit to cut from.
Oh, no, you're great.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. It's my pleasure. All right.
Yes.
All right, Danaya. I'll talk to you soon.
Take care. Bye.
Next legacy. Next legacy.
A song about us. Danaya Azure Radio is now sponsored by UncleRhino.com. You can check out all of these incredible international hits and grab some phenomenal merch at www.UncleRhino.com. They have gear for the entire family. T-shirts, hoodies, koozies, travel mugs, mouse pads, and so much more. That's www.UncleRhino.com. Tell them Danaya Azure sent you.
What up, guys? Got one coming up right here, a lyric vid that's called Run Wide Open. Check it out. Hope you guys dig it. Comment, subscribe. You are loved and appreciated. Mwah. Run wide open till the day I can't take no more. Run wide open, pedal to the metal till it hits the floor. Every day the world is turning, both ends of the candle burning. Won't be no lollygagging, got rockets on my wagon. If you're gonna ride, better jump on board. And you and I will fly and run wide open, pedal to the metal till it hits the floor. Run wide open till the day I can't take no more. People like to tell me that it's time to slow it down, but I roll to the rhythm of my own drums. I can't help it if it makes a jackhammer sound, and I run wide open till the day I can't take no more. Run wide open, pedal to the metal till it hits the floor. Every day the world is turning, both ends of the candle burning. Won't be no lollygagging, got rockets on my wagon. If you're gonna ride, better jump on board. And you and I will fly and run wide open, pedal to the metal till it hits the floor. Run wide open till the day I can't take no more. I work to live, I don't live to work, and I live for having fun. Just this old guitar and 1,000 friends, and I'm spitting out these rhymes like a Gatling gun. And I run wide open till the day I can't take no more. Run wide open, pedal to the metal till it hits the floor. Every day the world is turning, both ends of the candle burning. Won't be no lollygagging, got rockets on my wagon. If you're gonna ride, better jump on board. And you and I will fly and run wide open, pedal to the metal till it hits the floor. Run wide open till the day I can't take no more. Run wide open, pedal to the metal till it hits the floor. Run wide open till the day I can't take no more.
Next Legacy.